Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show presented by Kala and sponsored by Let's Talk. Let's Talk are a mental health care startup creating safe spaces through shared group journeys. A little about Kala now. We founded Kala to ignite a lasting love for literature and make it an integral part of community life. Our mission is to celebrate and showcase indigenous literary voices, nurture and empower the next generation of creators and readers, embrace and integrate evolving technologies to enrich literary expression, and build meaningful connections between creators and communities of readers. To achieve these objectives or the mission, we have curated 4 initiatives. We have a community literature club which meets up once a month. We started the show in October 2021 with a modest beginning of 3 authors in 2021. Today's guest is the 60th author. We started Kala Literature Awards in 2023. The 3rd edition of the awards was announced in July. We have received 117 entries so far from 96 authors and still counting. We have brought together 200 unique authors since inception. The winning and shortlisted authors will be honored during the Kala Literature Festival 2026 to be organized in Delhi NCR in January/February 2026. And our latest initiative is the recent announcement of an anthology of short stories. We have extended the submission date to 30th September 2025 on the request of several writers. We'll be announcing more theme-based anthologies in the coming months. Now, back to the show. Let me introduce to you the moderator. So, that is Vardhan Dharkar.
Namaste.
Namaste, Vardhan. Vardhan quit his corporate job and now pursues his diverse passions, fitness and creativity, and a lot more. If I start narrating everything, the one show will have to be dedicated to his creative passions. So that's Vardhan Dharkar for you. And now about the guest of the evening. So that is Alka Kansra, Dr. Alka Kansra. Namaste, Alka ji.
Namaskar.
Alka Kansra is an accomplished poet. She has published 3 Hindi poetry books, पीढ़ियों के क्षितिज, जिंदगी कविता हो गई, एवं मैं हूं स्वयं सिद्धा. She has also published an English poetry book, Sunset Musings, which was launched during the spring edition of Chandigarh Lit Fest Litterati in 2023. Her poems, book reviews, stories, and articles in Hindi as well as English are regularly published in various papers and magazines. Her poems have also featured in more than 12 anthologies. Alka is the winner of several awards and honors. Alka Kansra retired from the prestigious MCMDAV College for Women, Chandigarh as HOD Chemistry. That is quite a journey from chemistry to literature. Alka has not stopped after her retirement. She is a freelance writer and a counsellor in various government schools and the university under Arya Samaj. Alka has participated in several TV panel discussions on social issues. She has also coordinated an Art of Living Seva project in Old Age Home Sector 15 Chandigarh for a number of years. Late Dr. Kailash Ahluwalia, a renowned academician and a writer, wrote about Alka's latest poetry book, मैं हूं स्वयं सिद्धा. ये कविताएं ऐसी हैं जो मन को भीतर से स्पर्श करती हैं, उद्वेलित करती हैं. इनमें सहानुभूति, प्रेम, पश्चाताप और जीवन की क्षणभंगुरता का एहसास होता है. इस संग्रह में अनेक ऐसी कविताएं हैं जो विचारोत्तेजक हैं, जिन्हें विचार कविता की श्रेणी में रखा जा सकता है, जिन्हें पढ़कर बहुत से विचार उत्पन्न होते हैं. So before I hand you over to Alka and Vardhan, let me also tell you that we are recording this episode. The recording will be shared on my YouTube channel, Sanjay Chandra 5376. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax and enjoy the show presented by Kala and sponsored by Let's Talk with Alka Kansra in conversation with Vardhan Dharkar. Over to you, Vardhan. Over to you, Alka.
Thank you, Sanjay, for your warm introduction. And I'm really overwhelmed by the adjectives that you used for me. So I hope that I am worthy of them. So namaste to all our viewers in India and outside of India. Welcome to the latest edition of the show. Our guest today, Alka ji, is indeed a multifaceted personality, a lecturer, professor by profession, and a poet, a reviewer, editor, short story writer. She actually straddles all these genres so easily. It's indeed a pleasure to have you, Alka ji, on our show. Thank you for coming on our show.
Thank you so much, Venkat ji. It's my pleasure to be on the show and have some interesting conversations with you. Thanks a lot for inviting me. Thanks a lot to Sanjay ji also for giving me this opportunity. And thanks to all the viewers who are going to watch this show.
So let's begin our conversation. As Sanjay mentioned that you were professor of chemistry, you retired as professor of chemistry, head of department, and then you started your the journey into this creative side of your life. What is it that actually triggered that you retired on one day and your journey into the creativity started, the juices started flowing, so to say? I'm very curious to know that the trigger point and the process that happened.
Actually, it's very interesting. The first thing what I always do is to show gratitude to God. It's all His grace that I am into this journey. And what triggered it was, it's a small story. My daughter and her family, they all went to Mussoorie for a few days for a holiday. We didn't join them, but their extended family like Mama ji, Masi ji, and everybody, they joined. So once they were back from Mussoorie, so one of the Masis, she wrote, her name is Meena Kalra. She's wife of Admiral Ashok Kalra. So she just wrote in her family group, she wrote 2 lines which were lyrical about Mussoorie. And then Mamaji wrote 2 lines. Then my daughter Ridhima, she added a few lines. And this way it became a complete poem. And my daughter, she sent me that poem, whatever it was cooked up, like by the whole family together. She sent it to me, telling me, Mama, just read it, how beautiful it has come out. I really liked it, and I sent them a compliment. Now, behold, one of them, that Masi of us, she sent me 2 lines the next day. She said, "Iske upar kavita likhiye. Now you develop this poetry." So it was, मैं बर्फ का ढेला हूँ, पहाड़ पर पड़ा हूँ और सिकुड़ा हुआ हूँ. So this was the line she sent me. And I told my husband कि ये उन्होंने भेज दिया. So he said, okay, you give it a try. I just was sitting, I thought about it, and I developed it, and it became a poem. I sent it back to her, but before that, I asked my husband to read it. I said, बेटी के ससुराल में जानी है, एक बारी पढ़ लो, मेरी बेइज्जती ना हो जाए कहीं. So he sent it. They really liked the poem, and she posted it in her family group. Next day, she sent me 2 lines again. Third day, again, 2 more lines come. Then I talked to a few people in my college from literature. I showed them that this is what I've been writing, like with the prompts given to me. They appreciated it, and 2, 3 joined me. They also started writing about it, and they were already writing. They were from the field of literature. So this way, we formed a group, and I think I wrote 4, 5 poems. Then the group fizzled out, and I think the journey started in a big way. And I was on my own writing the various poems. So I think it's all God's grace. For me, writing is like meditation. Whenever I write, मेरे को लगता है सब कुछ अंदर से खाली हो गया, and now I'm connected to God and I'm writing something. Rather, He is giving me the words and I'm putting it on the paper. And from one field to another one, I've been jumping, and now I'm at ease at whatever I'm writing.
That's very interesting, and I am really impressed the way your journey has started. I think
Yeah,
it's
it was
something
very, very interesting. It was all God's grace.
so maybe others also should think about this aspect, and they should also, so to say, open their creativity gates, as you have
Yes.
done so. So when you write poems, and now that your 3 or 4 books of poetry poems has been published, when you write it, do you write it for yourself, or you keep your readers and audience in mind, and then accordingly you write?
No, if I keep the audience into mind, then I won't be able to write. Because as I told you, the words come automatically, especially the poetry. The article, the idea comes to me, then I explore a little bit, I research about it a little bit. My articles are always thought-provoking ones and bordering on to spirituality. So those articles I do take time to write down, but poem, suddenly an idea will come, the words will start flowing, and I'll start writing. And then afterwards, I'll feel like I've joined so many literary groups. So at one of those literary meets, I'll be reading my poem, and invariably I'm appreciated about it. So that gives me encouragement. But as and when, I don't force myself to write. I've never forced myself to write.
Okay. And what kind of poems you like to write?
It can be anything. It can be anything, like having taught in a girls' college for a long time. So obviously, poems related to gender studies, they do come to mind. Very often I write about these. Then poetry on relationships, like the relationship I have with my daughter, with my husband, with other relations, my parents, brothers, sisters, friends, anything comes to mind, and I start writing down. And once I wrote a poem about my students also, what sort of a relation I had and how it has been a give and take journey with my students. So this way, the journey is going on, and whatever strikes me, then uh, certain poems, they are about purely, you can say it's about spirituality, my thought process, how I visualize things, how I think about it at this particular age. So this way, anything can strike me and I'll be writing about it. They can be philosophical also. And in some poems, like they say, you can take science out of me, or you can take me out of science, but you cannot take science out of me. So at times it's a blend of science, chemistry, and poetry. So that way the journey goes on.
Okay. So when you decided to publish your first book of poems, how difficult or how easy it was for you to get the publisher, get it published, all of that process?
It was easy. I started publishing early, like it was already 2 years since I was writing. I started writing in 17 or late 16. I retired in November 16, so then I started writing a few days before my retirement, say 1 week before my retirement. And then in 19, my first book was published. And it was easy for me in the sense because the first literary group which I joined, it was Abhivyakti, which was founded by the Doyen of Hindi literature, Dr. Virendra Mendiratta. So it was now the group is for about more than 50 years old. Until the time Dr. Mendiratta was around, it always happened at his place. For about 46 years, he hosted it on the first Saturday of every month at his place. So I started going there, and everybody from literature, especially Hindi and Punjabi, will visit Dr. Mendiratta. They always are there, and he inspired me, he groomed me, he corrected my poetry. And once some poems were there, then he started saying, and the other senior writers started saying, "Ab to aap publish kara sakte ho." And from there only, Mr. Vijay Kumar, who now heads the Abhivyakti, he offered, he said, "Chalo, main aapki publish karwata hu." He had started a publication house. So it was very, very easy for me. He came to my place, picked up my manuscript, helped me in editing also. And one or two friends from Abhivyakti, they joined hands in helping me out. So my first book was published.
And how was the reception for that book? How was it received by the readers and the
It was very,
critics?
very good. It was well received by readers in Chandigarh. The only thing was I didn't know about the publicity part. I didn't know how to promote my book, and I didn't even feel like promoting it because I felt that जिसने पढ़नी है वो खुद ही पढ़ लेगा. But I definitely sent it to the libraries in Chandigarh, to various schools, colleges, and the Central Library in Sector 17 and State Library in Sector 34. But otherwise, within the literary circles, because I invited quite a number of people for the book launch, and it became popular for the reason because it was a very different book. Now people tell me, "Isko dobara aap ek aur edition nikaliye and you give it for Guinness Book of Records," because it is three generations from my family who collectively wrote it. My mother writes, I write, and my daughter also has a hand on poetry. So the three of us, they made it together, and the motivation was by my daughter because my mother was 80 plus. So she said, "Mama,
Mhm.
Nani is growing old. She's not going to publish another book on her own. So why don't you help her out and do something about it so that she comes to limelight?" So I thought, okay, let's make it a three generation book. So instead of dividing into compartments, what I did was, it was lots of hard work because I sat down, selected the poems, and I could find that on a single topic, all three of us writing. On some topics, only two of us are writing, either me and my mother, or me and my daughter are writing on similar topics. But the perspective is entirely different. How I visualize that is different from what my mother thinks and what my daughter thinks. So it was interesting. I made a section where all three of us writing on similar topics, me and my daughter writing on similar topics, me and my mother writing on similar topics, and all three of us writing on similar topics. So that became very, very interesting. And then the major portion of the book, that was a small portion. The second half of the book, that was poetry by me, about 50 poems I contributed.
Okay.
So that was
That's
an
great.
interesting experiment that we did. Then rest of the books I've been writing on my own.
This is really interesting. The concept that you talked about is that the
Yes,
perspective of three generations. Maybe at
yes.
this point of time, I would like to request if there is readily possible for you to recite one of the poem that you have written, as well as on the same topic your mother as well as your daughter has written. Maybe that perspective can come out so clearly if it's possible.
Yes, I have the book in my hand at the moment because that was the only one my daughter could find it. The other one, she said, "Mama, pata nahi kahan pe rakh diye." So I will just read out one poem. Uh, yes, like my daughter writes, "Khud se dosti."
Okay.
And she writes down, "बहुत बरस बीते, खुद से गुफ्तगू हुए, आज फुर्सत भी है महफिल भी, सोचा दो बातें दिल की सुने दो अपनी कहें, बहुत बरस बीते खुद से गुफ्तगू हुए, आओ आज फिर खुद से ही दोस्ती कर लें, आओ आज फिर खुद से ही दोस्ती कर लें." This was written by my daughter. And then
Beautiful.
I write down, मुलाकात खुद से, चुपचाप बैठे बैठे आज यूं ही खुल गई जिंदगी की किताब, चुपचाप बैठे बैठे आज यूं ही खुल गई जिंदगी की किताब, और मैं पढ़ती चली गई, एक के बाद एक पन्ना पलटती गई, जिंदगी की किताब मुझे मेरा ही अक्स दिखलाती गई, जिंदगी की किताब मुझे मेरा ही अक्स दिखलाती गई, मुझसे मेरी ही मुलाकात करवाती गई, क्या सोचती हूँ क्या चाहती हूँ, चुपके से कान में बतलाती चली गई, चुपके से कान में बतलाती चली गई. So this was by me. And I'll read out another one by my mother. Yes, she writes down, आईने से उलझता है हमारा आज, आईने से उलझता है हमारा आज, हट जाते हैं बचा के नजर हम, नहीं मिलते अपनी कहानी में कहीं हम, नहीं मिलते अपनी कहानी में कहीं हम, विदा हुए हो जब से मेरी दास्तां से तुम खुशियों की नाव पर भर गए हैं गम ही गम, खुशियों की नाव पर भर गए हैं गम ही गम. So this because she wrote it after I lost my father.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful and really uh, heart-touching, very interesting. And I must really admire all three of you, the way you have
Thank
expressed
you.
yourself. And thank
Uh,
you so much for reciting it for
no,
our
it's a pleasure. It's a
viewers.
pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Perfect. Now, coming to your book of poetry in English, how do you find switching from Hindi to English or vice versa? Is that something which is an easy process, or it is something which requires some amount of adjustment?
No, I think it's automatic because I've been teaching the whole life in English only. And in a city like Chandigarh, the most of the conversations that you have with students, colleagues also, they are invariably in English. But then I have been very fond of reading. My whole family, like my father, my mother, my brothers, they all were always they all are voracious readers.
Okay.
So I was one person who enjoyed reading Hindi fiction as well as English fiction. And before the holidays, I was famous that one day before the college closes down, I'll go to the library and I'll get these many books, a pile of books, huge pile of books issued in my name, the maximum I could get. And then after 15 days, I'll go back and return those books and get them issued. And a librarian used to say, कि मैम आप सबसे अलग हो कि आप दोनों पढ़ते हो. कॉलेज में बड़े कम लोग हैं जो हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों पढ़ते हैं. Either they read Hindi fiction or they read English fiction. I was reading both. So I was very close to Hindi language. I enjoyed reading and I read lots of authors because associated with the library being in a college, that facility was rare, was there. So I read the complete compilation by Munshi Premchand and Ravindranath Tagore, Sharad Chandra, Vimal Mitra, and all others. And similar in English, whichever book I lay hands on, I'll read it. So I think the language came very easy to me. It was very, very automatic for me. So now I don't think that this is what I want to write in English and this is what I want to write in Hindi. Whatever comes to my mind. If it is coming in English, I'll write it down. If it is coming in Hindi, I'll write it down in Hindi.
Okay. Okay. That's very interesting. And that's something which, being Indians and fluent in two languages, I just was always wondering, is that when you're writing in English, do you think in English and write, or do you think in your mother tongue and then write in English?
No, I think in both the languages.
Yeah, very. So
And at
now,
home also, we are using both the languages, switching from Hindi to English, English to Hindi all the time.
yeah. So now coming to your second part, that is you review the books also. So when you are
Yes.
reviewing the books, what are the parameters that you keep in mind when you are reading and reviewing that book?
Actually, this also reviewing came to me very easy. Maybe I learned it with my book club. I joined a book club. Rather, we founded a book club about, I think, more than 15 years ago. And it was a group of ladies who were fond of reading. And there we read only English books.
Okay.
Hindi book only, my poetry book will be discussed over there. Otherwise, we are reading English books. And from all genres, we'll be reading. One of us, the host, will always decide which book has to be read. So that's the way the horizon opens up. So when we discuss and then we decide upon a book, all of us buy our book or share between us. And then after 1 month, again we meet and discuss the book. And when we are discussing, you get various perspectives. Somebody will be complimenting the book about its cover page. Somebody will be talking about its language, that here the language was good. These quotes were very, very beautiful. Somebody will be talking about the theme and how it was related to their life or life in general. So that way you have perspectives of everybody and you start thinking on those lines. And it actually happened with me. Like one book was recommended. I just didn't like it. But when I went for the book discussion, I told them I'm not liking the book. Another friend, she was liking it hell of a lot. When I heard her perspective, I said I'll go home and read it all over again. And I started appreciating the book. So this way, when I started writing the book review, the initial one, somebody requested me कि मैम मेरी book का review कर दीजिए. So definitely I have to read it 2 or 3 times. It's not easy to do a book review because you have to read it, reread it, and find out what the author wants to say and comment upon it. That these are the lines I like, this is the portions I like, this is the meaning they are being conveyed. This poem was more meaningful, this poem was less meaningful. Or about the other books also, maybe it's a novel, it's a storybook, or it's a general self-help type of a book. So what is unique about the book? That definitely comes to mind, and then I jot down the points and then write down the review. I just have to organize them that in what order they are falling down. So, and
Okay.
most of my reviews, they have been highly appreciated. The latest one being I reviewed a book by Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon. It is called as Wafadari, Imandari, Zimmedari.
Okay.
Because he's from the army base. So it's an English book, but the title is Hindi words.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So since you are also writing and you are poet also, so when you are reviewing a book, is there a chance that there may be a slight bias because there may be way of thinking that you have or the way you would have expressed, and that may be different from the way the author has expressed? Does that happen?
No, I don't get biased by what I write down or what I think about it. I do take care that that bias doesn't creep into the this thing writing. I just stick on to what the book, and I think this is mind training because of my book club. So the credit goes to my friends who are tolerating me in the book club. They're teaching me.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is very important because otherwise what may happen is that your own view may get expressed as. So that's why I wanted to know about that.
Right.
One more thing I wanted to know is that when you are writing a review and some of the points you may differ with the author. So does author feel upset or hurt, and has it ever happened to you?
No, it has not happened as yet. I've written about 20 reviews by now in these many years. So I find that almost all the authors, they were really admiring what I write down. Like General Dhillon, he said it's a masterpiece because this review was highly appreciated on the social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
never had this clash.
Okay. That's very important. That's very important because otherwise it may end up having a friction between the reviewer and the author.
Though it's a tedious process, but I keep on reading it again and again. It's not easy, but I spend time and then only write. Otherwise, till the time it goes totally into, I'm living into that book, I do not write the review.
Okay.
Just for writing a review, I don't write it.
Okay. Now coming to the awards and accolades that you have received over last 10 years or so. One is that how important it is for an author or a poet to get award or recognition in this fashion, and which is the award that gave you the most satisfaction or you felt very happy receiving that award?
Actually, awards as such, I never valued that. I never thought that I should be getting an award. I never worked towards it. I never thought. When you start writing post-retirement, then I think all these things, they are not important at that particular age. You are writing for your satisfaction. The audience is liking it. The readers are liking it. That's as a benefit. That's a fringe benefit for you that the other people are liking it. It inspires you and all that. But all of a sudden, when an award is announced and your name is there, that you have been given this award, it definitely inspires you. And whatever the age, maybe you feel happy about it. So I really feel happy about it that this has been given. I think maximum satisfaction, though it's not an award directly, but two of my books, they have been published with the grant from Sahitya Academy. So once Sahitya Academy endorses your manuscript, I took it as a big compliment that कुछ ना कुछ तो ठीक लिखा ही होगा जो Sahitya Academy वाले पैसा खर्च कर रहे हैं.
Yeah.
And I was motivated and I was inspired to do a better job next time. And then another one was Renuka Rama Award. It was given by the Narrators Society. Nisha Luthra, she constituted this award. And right in the first year when it was constituted, suddenly she announced my name that Mrs. Kansra is going to get an award. It gave me lots of happiness that I'm the first one to get the award in the city. Rather, five of us were given an award. And one of them has already been to your show, Sonika City. She was also
Yeah.
a recipient of the, yeah, she
Oh,
was amongst the five of us. So it gives you happiness when you find that suddenly you are the first one in a particular category to get an
yes.
award. So these gave me lots of satisfaction as such.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. So
And
congratulations to
others
you.
also, it's happiness at the end of the day.
So let me just congratulate you on all the awards that you have received, and I'm sure that you
Thank you.
will keep
Thank you so much.
getting them. So now the next question is that what are your future plans? What is it that we should expect from you in next 12 months, 24 months?
I'm already on to English poetry book.
Okay.
So I'm compiling the manuscript. And I think by another few days, once I go back, I'll work on it for another 15 days and I'll give it to the publisher. And
Mhm.
another book which is ready with me is my Hindi storybook. That would be my first attempt at stories. Though I've been publishing my stories in various magazines, and they
Yeah.
had a huge response. Like in a
Mhm.
magazine Pushpagandha, I published a few of my stories based on my experiences on old age home. So from
Okay.
various places throughout India, I got calls from them because they publish the phone number along with the story, the name of the
Okay.
author, they write the phone number. So many people, they called me up from various places that, ma'am, your story was very good. So
Mhm.
then I got the courage कि चलो अब इस बारी stories का लिखते हैं. And one or two of my stories, they got won the awards also. They were appreciated. So now the next book will be, I think, another 1 or 2 months I'll be giving that for publication. So these two
Oh.
books I'll immediately give, and the rest the work is going on. Let's see what destiny has in store. I don't plan beyond that.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
Yeah,
Now
it's
I'm very
always
sure.
que sera sera.
I'm very sure that there will be many more books that will be coming from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, if Sanjay permits, we will have a rapid fire round.
Yeah, a quick one.
Definitely.
Perfect. So, as you know that as part of the show, we also have a rapid fire round, and I am very sure that you will enjoy the rapid fire round. So, should we
Sure.
start?
Definitely.
Perfect. So, first question: choose one, teaching chemistry or chemistry of words.
Now chemistry of words.
Now, chemistry of words. Okay. Uh, an appreciation that you cherish the most.
That is from Sahitya Academy.
Okay. And a criticism that hurt you the most.
I don't think any criticism hurts me at this age.
Okay.
I take it as an opportunity to improve myself.
Okay. Then one regret in your life.
No regrets. I live my
No
life
regret.
all over again like this only. Many people
Perfect.
say कि तुम गलत तरीके से जियो, बीमार रहती हो, ये है, but I would live my life all over again like this only.
Perfect. Complete the sentence. Poetry to you is.
Meditation.
Perfect. You score 10 out of 10. And it was really an
Thank
interesting
you.
conversation that we had. Now let me hand over the proceedings to Sanjay to take it forward. Sanjay, back to you.
Thank you, Vardhan, and
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much. I
Alka.
enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you, Vardhan, and thank you, Alka ji.
My pleasure.
I was listening the entire conversation, and I really loved it. So,
Thank you.
uh, so that brings us to the end of this episode of the show, presented by Kala and sponsored by Let's Talk. The episode was also recorded and will be shared on my YouTube channel, Sanjay Chandra 5376. Please do read Alka's books and share your reviews. If you want to feature on the show, please connect with me at my email ID, sanjaychandra59@gmail.com. SANJAYCHANDRA59@gmail.com. And authors interested to participate in the Kala anthology may submit their entries. The closing date of submission is 30th September 2025. The details are available on the Google submission form, which I have already shared on various social media platforms. Watch out for the notification for the next episode of the show. Goodbye and have a great Sunday evening. Namaste.
Namaste.